Hi, everyone. I'm Kelsey, and I'm here chatting today with the CPO, Andy Biga from GoHealth Urgent Care. And we're going to chat just quickly today about a couple things related to leadership. So let's dig in. First, Andy, can you just quickly introduce yourself and your role?
Sure. I'm Andy Biga. I lead up our people team here at GoHealth. So we don't use the dreaded HR word here. We're a people-based business, and our goal is to make sure all of our team members have what they need to be successful in their roles.
Awesome. And then just maybe a little bit more about GoHealth. How big are you guys? Where do you operate?
Yeah, we're 283 centers as of Monday, and we operate out of 14 states and 11 joint venture partnerships. And we're growing rapidly and excited about the future.
That's amazing. Well, I'm so excited to chat with you today and get to pick your brain on a couple things. So one of the biggest questions we get asked and we think about all the time, especially as like a growing tech company, is post-COVID, what do you think has really changed in terms of how leaders learn and show up in their roles?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. First, the physical work environment has changed for many, right? So remote work and managing teams that are oftentimes remote or in at least in different areas, if not fully remote, has changed how folks learn and how folks interact. So, I think the short answer is I believe folks expect their learning experiences to be on demand, much like their healthcare and other aspects of their life. They're not going to wait 3 months to take some in-person course for 3 hours or even worse, a full day session. That people expect it to be kind of when they need the learning, need the experience, need the support. And they also need it to be where they are physically. So typically some way of tapping into those lessons and those learnings that has a technology aspect to it or a remote aspect to it.
Awesome. Yeah, no, fully agree with you. And then when we think about, I guess, obviously the bigger role that technology is playing, I know that there's been clearly an explosion of HR technology products on the market, and there's a whole new category in the venture capital world called future of work. So designing products for the future of work. When you think about that, what do you think is one problem in, we can call it HR or the future of work, that tech still hasn't been able to solve? So what are one of these like sticking points that you've seen or experienced even in your company or in other companies?
But I'd say in general, the biggest challenge with kind of leadership and managing others is that people aspect of it. That I think individuals have raised their expectations in terms of what they expect from a leader. That's only increased over the last few years, coming out of COVID, seeing with remote work that the expectation and demands on leaders have gone up, not down. And I don't know if technology has fully solved that, right? It's how do you give a performance review? How do you provide coaching and feedback in a way that's very meaningful? I know there's some software out there today. There are certainly tools out there, but I think that's something that we got to continue to push the envelope on, because I think leadership will always be a necessity, and the demands on leaders are going to only get larger, not smaller, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because I know that there's data to suggest that the average size of teams are growing. And so, and I mean, this is a very also post-COVID issue, but as leaders, we're being asked to do more with the same amount of hours in the day. And like you just said, like we are expecting more from our leaders and our organizations. And so, the problem becomes, how are we supporting leaders in doing that? So then the last thing that I always want to end all of our conversations are, and so I ask this question to everyone, but what is the best moment, experience, conversation, or impact you've had with a leader in your career? And you don't have to tell us who it is, but just maybe share that story or maybe how that leader made you feel. You can share who it is too if you want, but.
For sure. I think luckily I have a number of folks that I think about when kind of think about my career and mentors that I've had, and really just friends and advocates as well. So it's not always a formal mentor. But when I think about it in terms of those experiences, and the commonality is, that the word caring just kind of came up to me, of like when you know that someone cares for you, I think that's a big difference. You can get really strategic feedback or directional feedback or uh, workplace directed focus. But when someone truly cares about you as a person first, that always means something. But at the same time, challenging and providing that right blend of challenge and inspiration are kind of the way I think about some of those experiences. And I've been lucky to have those kind of throughout my career, both early on and even recently.
It's funny because when I think about what we're building, like I often phrase the problem in that way, which is like, how do we help leaders manage the admin, the data, the insights, the day-to-day of managing people so that they can focus on spending more time walking into their office or, dialing them up on Teams sporadically to talk about human level things that we know AI can't replace right now. AI or computers for that matter.
Correct. How do you automate the work that's more transactional so that you can focus on the work that's not
Transformational, yeah.
Relationship piece, yeah, 100%.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Andy. That's all I had. Thanks for your thoughts and sharing.
Of course. It's a pleasure, Kelsey. Thank you.